It started with a scream, a deep, panicked cry from the shelter yard that sent two volunteers running. One of them had seen the blur of black and tan fur flash past the chain-link fencing. Ears back, eyes wide, jaws foaming. Another kennel destroyed, another cage bent backward by sheer force, and in the center of it all, that same dog again. Rex, the one no one could get near. Animal control had brought him in 2 weeks earlier, found wandering alone on the outskirts of a burned-down property, ash still clinging to his coat, a chain half melted around his neck. They said he growled at anyone who approached, bit a trainer the first day, broke through a gate the second, and since then every staff member at Havenwood Shelter had been warned. Do not enter his kennel. He's unpredictable, dangerous. But the look in Rex's eyes that morning wasn't wild or angry. It was broken. Maya, one of the new volunteers, stood frozen behind the fence, gripping her clipboard as staff scrambled to tranquilize him. The dart hit his side and Rex staggered, panting heavily before collapsing into the corner. His body still trembled long after his eyes shut. It was the fourth time they'd had to sedate him in 10 days. Inside the staff room, voices rose in frustration. He's not adoptable. We can't keep sedating him. We've tried everything. But Maya couldn't stop thinking about the way Rex had looked around before he dropped, like he was searching for someone. That night, when everyone had gone home, Maya returned. She sat cross-legged on the floor outside Rex's enclosure, silent and still. The sedative had worn off. Rex watched her from the shadows, ears alert, a low growl rising in his throat. She didn't flinch. Instead, she opened a peanut butter jar, slid it close enough for him to reach, and whispered, "I don't think you're mean. I think you're scared." The next morning, the jar was licked clean. Things didn't change overnight. Rex still snapped when people tried to touch him, tore up blankets, shredded toys, and refused to eat unless the food was left and the room cleared. But something strange was happening. Whenever Maya came in, quiet, calm, never reaching out, he didn't growl. He simply watched. Day after day, she sat there reading books aloud, humming little songs. Once he crept close enough to sniff her shoes. Then one morning, everything shifted. Maya brought her daughter Lily, a soft-spoken 7-year-old with curly hair and a heart far bigger than her tiny frame. She wanted to help, Maya explained, afraid of being scolded. But before anyone could protest, Lily walked up to Rex's kennel, crouched down and whispered, "Hi, I had a dog like you once. He got hurt too, but he got better." Every staff member held their breath as Rex padded forward, head low, eyes locked on the little girl. She didn't move, just pulled a crumpled drawing from her pocket, a child's sketch of a dog with a heart over its head, and slid it under the bars. "This is for you." Rex stared, his nose twitched, and then he lay down, quiet, still. For the first time since he arrived, he rested. From that moment, no one dared move the drawing. Every morning they found him lying next to it, his nose barely touching the paper, guarding it like proof that he wasn't alone. Maya didn't understand it. Neither did the trainers, the manager, or the vet techs. But they saw it, a transformation that defied logic. One little girl had done in 5 minutes what professionals couldn't do in weeks. Rex didn't lunge when Lily walked by. He didn't growl. He listened. Word spread fast. A week later, Lily came again, bringing her worn, soft pink plush dog toy. She insisted Rex needed it more. Maya hesitated, warning, "He might destroy it." But Lily just smiled and said, "That's okay. He can bite it all he wants. It's for him to feel better." Maya tossed the toy into the kennel. Everyone watched. Rex stiffened, sniffed the toy, and without growling, picked it up and carried it to the corner. He didn't tear it apart. He lay beside it like it was the most precious thing in the world. His eyes carried no rage, only sadness and trust, but only for the girl. Soon, Lily was allowed into the enclosure under supervision. It started with 5 minutes, then 10. She began brushing his fur with slow, careful strokes. Rex didn't flinch. He leaned into her hand like he'd forgotten what kindness felt like. Maya tried once, hoping the trust extended to her too, but Rex growled low, not vicious but enough to warn her away. It became clear Rex had made his choice. His heart, whatever was left of it, belonged to Lily. That same week, the shelter director received a call from Rex's original owner. An elderly man, Mr. Halbrook, lived 3 towns over. He said Rex had been stolen a year ago after a break-in. The fire, the chain, the trauma, all of it made sense now. Rex had once been someone's loyal companion. They arranged for Mr. Halbrook to visit, but as Friday approached, Maya couldn't sleep. Neither could Lily. "What if he doesn't want to go?" Lily asked, clutching her blanket. Maya had no answer. Friday came. Mr. Halbrook arrived, leaning heavily on a cane, holding a faded photo of a younger Rex sitting beside him on a porch. His voice cracked as he spoke about their bond. The nights Rex kept him company, the way he barked only when it mattered. When Rex saw him, his ears perked. Not in fear, not in warning, just alert. He stood slowly, plush toy still in his mouth, and stared through the fence. Mr. Halbrook knelt painfully, placing the photograph near the cage. "Do you remember this boy? You used to sleep right here beside me every night for 8 years. Rex took a step forward, then another. No growl, no bark. He sniffed the air, lowered his head to the ground. Everyone watched, holding their breath. Rex whimpered, a low, confused sound, then padded forward until he was nose to wire with the old man. He sat down calm but unsure. Mr. Halbrook, eyes glassy, pulled out a weathered collar with Rex's name engraved. "You saved my life once, remember?" he whispered. Rex whimpered again, paced, torn. He turned away, walked back to the corner of the kennel, picked up Lily's drawing, and curled around it in the plush toy. Mr. Halbrook didn't cry. He simply nodded. "I guess you've already found your new home." Maya laid a hand on his shoulder. "He loves you, sir, but this little girl healed something in him none of us could." Mr. Halbrook smiled sadly. "Then she deserves him. He deserves to be where he feels safe." Outside, Lily stood holding the kennel door open, waiting. Rex rose and trotted out, not looking back, but walking straight to Lily, pressing his head against her hand. The message was clear. This wasn't just about a lost dog or a long-lost owner. It was about healing, about trust reborn in the gentlest of ways. Word of Rex's transformation spread beyond the shelter. Visitors came, curious, expecting a miracle or a mistake. What they saw was something else, real. Lily and Rex became inseparable. After school, she'd call his name before reaching the gate. Rex would perk up at her voice, soften like a puppy. Maya watched in awe. There was a rhythm to their bond that needed no explanation. Lily didn't ask for tricks. She just sat nearby, coloring, humming, telling Rex about her world. He listened, head tilting at just the right moments, eyes never straying far from her face. One day when Lily's hands trembled trying to open a snack, Rex nudged the wrapper loose. It wasn't a trick. He just knew. Then came the turning point. One gray Saturday, Lily didn't come to the shelter. By noon, Rex was restless. He paced, pawed at the window. The phone rang. Lily's mother. Her voice was tight with panic. Lily hadn't come home from the library. Maya didn't think. She clipped Rex's leash on and whispered, "Let's find her." They ran, Rex leading with relentless focus, nose to the ground. Near an old bookstore, Rex stopped, barked sharply, scratched at a gate. Maya pushed it open. There Lily was, curled up, bruised but breathing. Rex didn't bark. He simply walked up, sat beside her, and laid his head on her shoulder. Maya knelt, wrapping her arms around them both. Sirens came, neighbors peeked, but none of that mattered. Rex had found her. At the hospital, he lay outside her room, unmoving, a silent guardian. Nurses whispered about him, the way he watched, the way he waited. When Lily was finally discharged, she buried her face in Rex's fur, and he leaned into her gently, a silent promise. The story exploded. Headlines praised the aggressive rescue dog who saved a missing girl. But Rex didn't care about fame. His eyes still searched only for Lily. A week later, the shelter staff gathered. Maya stood trembling, holding a paper. "Rex has taught us all something," she said softly, "that no soul is beyond saving. Sometimes it's the broken ones who heal us most." She knelt beside Lily. "If you'll have him, Rex is yours." Lily gasped, looking at her mother, who nodded through tears. It was done. Rex had found his home. Life grew quieter. Rex slept beside Lily's bed, woke when she stirred, waited at the school gate. Lily smiled more, spoke louder, found courage she didn't know she had. One spring afternoon, the mayor honored Rex with a golden heart-shaped tag. To the dog who saved a child and showed us all the meaning of loyalty. But to Lily, he didn't need a medal. He had already saved her. Years passed. Lily grew taller, her voice stronger. Rex, older now, slowed but still followed her everywhere. When Lily graduated high school, Rex sat in the front row, wagging his tail as she crossed the stage. When his time finally came, years later, it was peaceful. Lying on his favorite rug, watching the trees sway outside, Lily, now a young woman, sat beside him, stroking his fur. "You saved me, Rex," she whispered, "and I'll never forget." That day, the world lost a dog, but Lily kept his spirit alive in every rescue she helped, every life she touched. And sometimes, when the wind blew just right, she swore she could still hear the soft thump of a tail wagging behind her. Because love like that, real, fierce, loyal, never truly goes away. It lives on in every heart it touches.